Hello everybody, Tracy Sizemore here along with Cody Sizemore, and I'm on day 6 of RPGaDay, and for this one the regular question is you can game every day for a week, describe what you do. I'm going to swap that one out for a alternate question and go with the campaigns. Do you prefer a set length or open-ended play? Because I have definite feelings about that, and I have fewer interesting feelings about the other one. So campaigns, do you prefer a set length or open-ended play? I definitely prefer a set length. Or if not a set length, then a set climax. You know, like a direction to go, you know, an end point, and an end point that is intended from the beginning of the campaign. I prefer that. Not necessarily a length, you know, but I do enjoy shorter campaigns, and I'll tell you why. Because the longer the campaign, the less likely it is to actually finish. And I like things to finish. And the reason I like things to finish is because I like to have an arc. And here's Tobe, just because he's jealous. That's Toby. He's jealous of Cody. I like to have an arc. So I like to have my character start somewhere, move somewhere, and end somewhere. And if I don't get that end, it feels unsatisfying. So the longer the campaign goes on, the longer it is, the more likely it is that it's not going to finish. And so that's why I like to have not only set length campaigns, but you know, generally prefer shorter campaigns. Also, that sort of takes it sort of mitigates the shiny syndrome, because the shorter campaigns will allow you to get in, do what you need to do, get out, and then still be able to go shiny and go to another game or another setting or another adventure that you like, that you want to do, that this particular campaign is preventing you from doing because you're in the middle of it. So our groups, I'd say both groups tend to opt for, you know, I don't know, 6 to 8 weeks, 6 to 8 sessions campaigns, maybe. And it could be a little longer, could be a little shorter, you know, it depends. But that way you get enough to get interested in your character and to get into what your character is and what that arc of your character is going to be. And yet you feel like you're moving. Each session, you have to move in a direction with a 6 to 8 session campaign. You're not just stuck there. You're going to move. And if you don't move, then you're not doing it right, because you're going to get to the end of the campaign before you have your arc. So it encourages you to move. It also encourages the GM and the players to have advances more often. And advances meaning, you know, character development, either leveling up or advances in Savage Worlds, or however your particular game describes it. That feels satisfying. It accomplishes something. You know, when you advance your character, you feel like your character is moving in a direction, and you're developing that character as you go. And to be able to do that once every session or once every 2 sessions is really cool, because it feels like, oh, I started here and I'm getting better, and I'm developing and I'm becoming something. In longer campaigns where you're stuck leveling up every, I don't know, 3 or 4 sessions, or maybe even less than that, it just feels static, you know. And so I like fast advancement, I like short campaigns, because I like compact stories, and I like arcs. Other people don't, and that's totally cool. Other people will like that long, let's play for 3 years, you know, and really get into the depths of each character and do all that stuff, and I think that's great. But I I don't know. I feel like, there's a difference, just as there's a difference between the compact story of a 2-hour movie that actually does what it's supposed to do in 2 hours versus a longer story of a multi-series television show that does what it does in a longer period of time. I feel like, I don't know, the movie has more potential to bring all those emotions and all those things that it's trying to do to bear in that short, compacted time period, and it can be really powerful. Where an ongoing series, especially a series without a defined end, can just fizzle away, or if you don't know where you're going and you're just doing something, you don't really, there's no clear objective. It's like the Battlestar Galactica the modern one, where they claim that the Cylons have a plan. They don't have a plan, and that's a bummer. They should have had a plan. They should have. I mean, if they shortened that series and had an idea of what the arc was going to be before they started, I think it would have been more impactful, and it would have made more sense, especially in the latter seasons. But because they didn't, it allows them to sort of explore the stories and explore the characters, but it didn't really bring it to a cohesive and satisfying end. So that's why I like shorter campaigns, or campaigns that are either a set length or have a set story they want to tell, an arc they want to present. Now, of course, you try to avoid going on the rails and all that, but I don't know. That's a whole other topic, because going on the rails is actually sometimes a good thing. So it just depends on the game. It depends on the GM. It depends on what you're doing. But that's what I prefer. I prefer having a set beginning, a set end, and then playing through it and advancing and feeling like you accomplished something. So that's my answer.